everyone. Welcome back. So, first and foremost, I would really want to seek apologies because it has been 2 weeks since we actually got to meet each other through my channel's online lesson. Okay, so the thing is, I just want to apologize as I was having the weakest and the roughest weeks. Okay, I was not feeling well, and now look at me, I'm all good and all ready to conduct what are we going to be doing today. Okay, so thank you so much for joining our English language webinar. Okay, so it is no more online lesson, as I'm actually opening the scope to not only students but also teachers, as it will actually benefit all the teachers out there on how to actually go through with section B2 guided writing. Okay, and whatever that we have been doing, I'm pretty sure it is all beneficial and it has also assisted you in writing well. Okay, so before I actually go to what we're going to be doing today, is I'm going to be sharing something with you. Okay, and I hope that all of you would actually go through this. Okay, this is actually my channel where you can access all the videos. Okay, all the videos including this one, and we would actually have enough shall I say, enough info on how to actually write better. Okay, so it is tiny.cc, okay, tiny.cc/MDM which stands for Madam VJM. Okay, so you can actually follow my channel, you can click the bell button, and you can actually put a like for all the videos which you find which is helpful, and hopefully it will assist you in future as well. Okay, so thank you very much. I really appreciate those who have subscribed. If you're new here, this is where you're supposed to go. Okay, and of course, something which many of you have been also waiting for, and of course, excited about, that at the end of this session, you will also be receiving this certificate of appreciation. Okay, but remember, you have to answer the questions given correctly. All right, so there will be a few questions and some details that you need to fill in, and this is going to be the certificate of appreciation. Sorry, I'm actually having some kind of a sore throat at the moment. I don't know, it's been 2 weeks, right? So yeah, kind of excited for our class today. All right, so this certificate of appreciation is for you if you manage to answer all the questions correctly at the end of the session. Now, how are you going to be getting this? Okay, now the thing is, when you actually answer the questions based on what we have done today, so you have to pay attention to whatever that we are going to be doing today. Okay, all the practices that we are going to be doing today is actually very important. And in order for you to get this cert, just pay attention. That's all. All right. And yeah, so I'm sure all of you are actually excited to what we have today. Okay. All right. So and of course, I would also want to actually remind you that if you have any questions, okay, you can actually use the chat box. Please use the chat box for the right reason. Okay. Now, please do not post your emojis and everything, and we do not encourage negative comments. Please go on with a positive vibe and positive comments. All right. And make sure if you have a question, I will be ever ready to actually answer you. Okay. So without further ado, let's start our lesson for today. Okay, right. So today we'll be looking into, there you go, section B2, guided writing on how to write a notice. Now, this is actually a topic where many of us are not actually exposed to. Okay, and this is very important because as we go on, there will be too many text types that we need to look into. Okay, so it is better late than never. All right, so that's why we are doing this now. Okay, currently during this MCO period, let's just make use of the time to actually learn all these text types and gain some knowledge on how to write them. Okay, so how is it going to go about? All right, so please make sure students and teachers pay attention, get your notepads, your notebooks, your pen, pencils, and the heart to actually learn what we are going to be doing today. All right, so now we have to look at the text types, and what we have done so far is we have done email, we have done informal letter, we have completed on postcard and announcement. And today we'll be looking and zooming into notice. Okay, right. Now, if you look at the notice writing, we have to understand the format. Okay, now this is very important, as when it comes to notice writing, the format is crucial. Okay, you need to know where and what are you supposed to write. Okay, and of course your vocabulary, which is something that I always emphasize on, using effective vocabulary. Now, there was a question previously on vocabulary where can we use common words? Of course, you can use common words to express your ideas. But the thing is, here, what we are doing is we want to make it more effective to attract the reader's attention, because anybody can come up with common words. But to come up with an effective vocab, you need to do a lot of reading and, of course, a lot of practice. Okay, next, you have to present your ideas in well-crafted paragraphs. Now, when it comes to notice writing, your paragraphing is different. Okay, it is not like something you have in your informal letter or your email. Okay, notice writing has its own style of paragraphs. Okay, and the last one would be, all right, your comprehending general rules. Okay, you understanding the important rules. All right, okay, so let's move on. Okay, so what are the general rules when it comes to writing a notice? Okay, just give me a moment over here. All right, now, when it comes to notice writing, the rules are important. Okay, now the first thing is, of course, the layout. All right, the heading, tagline, aim, details. Now, these are very important. Okay, now when it comes to the heading, how are you going to write? That's what we're going to look at. All right, and what is tagline? Okay, tagline is actually a slogan, a quote written on the heading. Okay, the tagline is based on the heading. All right, so we will look into that as well. Aim, of course, what is the aim of the notice? And of course, the details which are important that needs to be included in the notice. All right, so next, please remember that notice writing is actually a formal form of communication. Okay, so there are no flowery texts. All right, flowery text meaning words that you use cannot be casual. Okay, so it has to be formal. Okay, all right, next, it has to be informative, and your points need to be brief enough to attract the reader's attention. Okay, so whoever that are going through the notice, they must be able to grasp the points, the information that is in the notice. Okay, all right, now Remember, your points need to be short, simple, and effective. All right. So these are all the rules when it comes to writing a notice. Okay. Next, let's have a look at how the layout is going to be. All right. So this is an example of a notice. All right. So you have your push pin over there because notice you actually have all this on your notice board. Okay. So you want to give some information to the others. So this is how it's going to be. All right. Right. So the first thing is your heading. All right. So as you can see, it is in the center. Okay. There's one line. All right. Now, don't worry. It's either the line is going to be given to you or not, that we are not sure, but just hopefully you get this idea so you know what is happening here. All right. When it comes to heading, all right, it is given, not given. Sometimes the heading is not given. Sometimes it is given. Now, anyhow, we have to learn how to write it. So first one is your heading. All right. And the next one, right below it, it is the tagline. There you go. All right. So the tagline also, it might be given. It might not be given. Okay. So we will look into it. So remember, number one is your heading. Number two is your tagline over here. All right. Next, we have the aim or the brief introduction. So you leave a line, and this is where your introduction is going to be, okay, on what is this notice about, okay, or the aim of the notice, all right? What is this notice for? So you are going to be explaining it in this part over here, all right? Next, yes, as always, the body is going to be about the content, all right? So your content will be in this section over here, this part, okay? And you will be followed by your sign off if needed. There you go, okay? Now, what do I mean by needed? Okay, if you need this, for example, this is a notice written by a secretary, all right? A secretary of a club or an association. So you need your sign off here. Okay, unless it is a general notice, you do not need it. Okay, but we are going to be learning on how to write this as well. So pay attention. So remember, the notice layout is going to be like this. All right, you have your heading, your tagline, your brief introduction or your aim, your content over here, and your sign off over here on the left hand side. Okay, so I hope you get that. Okay, right. So as always, I always remind all of you the framework. Now, many of you always ask me, what is framework? Okay, framework in your BM language, it's called rangka. Okay, when you write an essay, you have rangka karangan, right? So this is actually the same thing when it comes to writing in English. Okay, so framework is your rangka. What do you have? Okay, so the first thing, of course, you need your introduction, your content, and your closure. All right, so those who have been following my lessons, all right, my class, all right, you would actually know that I would actually write the paragraphs here, the number of paragraphs here. But this time, when it comes to notice writing, I've explained earlier, all right, there won't be any paragraphing because the paragraphing style is different when it comes to notice. Okay? All right. So our activity for today, all right? So our activity for today, yes, get ready everyone, okay? Get your pen, your pencils, get your notepad, your notebook, all right? Or your test pad. And of course, the heart to learn what we are going to be doing today, all right? not only for the students, but also the teachers. This is going to be a good guidance for you when you go back to school or when you're heading out for your online lessons. You can actually help the students understand better. All right. Okay. So our activity today is going to be based on this flyer. Okay. So this is the flyer given. Okay. Now this is Elite Summer Camp School Holidays Activities. All right. So they have given you some activities over here. All right. And they have given you some information over here. All right. And at the end, they have given you some information too. Okay. So this is the flyer and the question here. Okay. So this is how it's going to be. If you receive your question paper, or if you're going to create a question paper, this is how you can go about. Okay. All right. So let's go on to step 1, which is you have to read the question. Okay. So the first thing is, let's look at the question given. Okay. Let's read together. So you are the secretary of the Elite Club, and your club is organizing a summer camp during the school holidays. Write a notice for your school's board to inform everyone about the activities and important details of the camp. Write your answer between 50 to 80 words. Okay, so this is the question. Okay, now step 2, underline the keywords. Okay, this is a very important step because you need to know what you are supposed to do. Okay, and what are you going to write? All right, so let's look at the keywords. There you go. So we have the secretary. Okay, so the secretary is yourself. It's because you are the secretary. Okay, and of course, you know, Elite Club, that is the club. All right, so is organizing to inform everyone. We have the notice, the activities and important details, 50 to 80 words. So these are the important keywords that we have underlined. Okay, so you can actually guide your students. Okay, for the teachers out there, you can actually guide your students to actually do this step. Okay, you can do it step by step. And for the students out there, this is how you're supposed to do. Okay, read, underline the keywords. Now, let's move on to step 3, where you understand the keywords. So once you have underlined the keywords, you need to understand what is it all about. Okay, there you go. So the first one that we underlined just now was the secretary. So meaning presenter. So you are the one who's going to present the notice. You are going to be writing the notice. And the post that you have is the secretary. Okay, this is the post that you have. All right. Next is organizing to inform everyone. So you need to know that it is in future tense. So your modal verbs. All right. So if you have watched my previous videos, I've explained on modal verbs. Okay, where you'll be using will, can, may, must. Those are the examples of modal verbs that you will be using. Okay, right. The next one is the format or the text type. All right, so we know it is notice because it is clearly written over here. All right, so notice. Okay, and this one, yes, this is going to be the main thing, the activities and important details. So the activities, remember, it is related to the topic. Please do not write about activities that are not in the flyer. Okay, you have to refer to the flyer given and you have to relate to the topic. All right, and the details of the camp, this is important. Choose appropriately. All right, please do not write all the details that are given. Okay, remember, you have to choose the correct ones, the best ones to include in your notice. And of course, the word count. Now, I'm just going to explain to you that the word count today, actually, we are not going to be looking into a word count. We're not going to emphasize so much on word count because we are going to be actually learning on how to write first. Okay, if you have managed to cope and you have actually grasped the techniques on writing a notice, then you can actually move on to the word count section. Okay, you can actually eliminate words and things that you do not need. Okay, so let's just focus on how you can actually write a notice well. Okay, same thing goes for the teachers out there. Please get your students to actually grasp the techniques of writing first. All right. Okay, let's move on to the introduction. Okay, so as always, I take my introduction from the question itself. All right, so when it comes to introduction, remember I've already mentioned that you'll have your heading, your tagline, your brief introduction, or your aim. These are the three things that you need to get. Okay? All right, so the first thing is your heading. All right, so if you can see, Elite Club Summer Camp. Okay, so the Elite Club Summer Camp 2020. Now remember, don't be afraid. All right, your heading is actually the title of your notice. So what is the title going to be? What is this about? All right, so this is about the Elite Club Summer Camp. Now notice the first letter is capital. All right, it's going to be in capital. Okay, 2020, as it is going to be this year. Okay, so you have your heading over there. Next, your tagline. Okay, I just want to share something about tagline. Now, when it comes to taglines, you can actually Google the word tagline for summer camp, okay, or quotes for summer camp. You will actually come up to a whole list of taglines or quotes that you can use. So the one that I have chosen is choose your own adventure. Okay, this is actually like a catchy phrase, okay, to catch, okay, to actually get the attention of the reader. Okay, so I have chosen this one over here. Okay, now I hope that is quite clear, okay, about the heading and the tagline. All right, so as I've mentioned, your tagline is based on your heading. So you know what is a summer camp? Okay, you have a lot of activities at that time. And so I'm telling all of you to choose your own adventure. Did you get that? Right. Okay, so let's move on to the aim or the introduction. Okay, so the introduction of what is this notice actually about? Okay, so I've got myself into writing like this. Okay, so the Elite Club of SJK Perak is organizing. As you know, I've taken this from here. Is organizing a summer camp during the school holidays for students to spend time wisely, build confidence, and create a better bond among each other. Now, if you can see, there are a lot of information over here for an introduction. Yes, because it is directly telling what is this notice about. So your introduction has to be good. Okay, it has to be clear. All right. So the Elite Club, as you know, the Elite Club over here, there you go. All right, of SJK Perak. So this is like going to be the name of your school. Okay, is organizing, taken from here, a summer camp. So all this I've taken from the question itself. Okay, for students. Okay, now why are we having this? Yes, it is to spend time wisely, build confidence, and create a better bond among each other. So this one is going to be a little tricky, but you can actually practice writing this. Okay, all right, so we have the heading, we have the tagline, we have the aim or the brief introduction. Okay, so this is for your introduction. How are we going to put this into our notice. What is the writing style going to be? Okay. So when it comes to paragraphing, your writing style is going to be like this. All right. So this is your notice. All right. So there you go. Remember your heading. All right. Your heading is here. And right below it, okay, you have your tagline. Okay. And then your introduction over here. Okay. So there can you see that? This is how the writing style is going to be. Now remember, you do not need to actually leave some space from the margin. You don't have to do that. Okay. It's just going to be by the margin itself. All right. The writing style is going to be like this. Okay. And remember, this is actually the formal form of communication. So everything has to be formal. Okay. No casual words. All right. Remember that. Okay. So can we move on to the next one? Did you get this? Are you actually writing down all the ideas? Good. So good job, everybody. We have managed to actually write the heading, the tagline, and also the introduction. So please make sure when you are actually practicing this, now it's going to take some time because you might be confused on what are the words that you need to choose. Don't worry, just follow this style, okay? And it is going to guide you and assist you into writing better, all right? And remember, the words that you use, make sure it is not flowery, all right? Because your introduction, this section over here is very important. Your introduction is very important. So make sure you write them correctly, okay? Right. So now let's move on to our content. Okay, so the content is going to be taken based on the activities and details. Okay, so remember this. This is very important. All right. So remember the flyer that was given to us. Okay, so this is the flyer, as you can see. All right. And remember this very well. Okay. Now, the first thing that you need to extract from the flyer, that you need to take from the flyer is the first thing is your details. Remember this. Okay. What are the important details? Now, when I talk about details, now, can you see over here, down here? There you go. Okay. If you can't see that, okay, I will just zoom in for you. There you go. Okay, so this is the first thing that you need to look at. Okay, registration, fee, date. Okay, now this is the most important thing. Now, when you talk about an activity, the first thing that people will ask you is, when is it happening? Right? When is the activity? What time is the activity? How much are we supposed to pay? Where is it going to be? Okay, so all this kind of information. So this is going to be the most important part. Okay, so remember details. Okay, next is going to be the activities. Now, if you can see, all right, we have 3 activities over here. And yes, we are going to be writing about all 3 of this. Now, this part is going to be very easy for you. Okay, something which you love to do. Trust me, when we go into content 2 on activities, you are going to enjoy it because it is so easy to write. Okay, you're not going to be putting it into lots of words. Okay, it is going to be in a style where it is right there. It's going to be just easy, just fine for you to put it in. Okay, so don't worry. You're not going to go into a lot of words. Okay, not in sentences or paragraphs. It's going to be a very simple style of writing. All right, and number 3 is going to be about the further information. Now, if you can see, all right, I'm going to zoom in again. There you go. So this is the information over here. We have contact. All right, can you see the contact over here? And of course, extra information beneath, okay, below here, where it is first 50 persons to register will get a gift back, okay, and 10% discount of the fee, okay. So these are the further information that you need to include later on. Okay, so remember, when it comes to content writing, number one, details. Number two, the activities. And number three, further information. Now, this is the sequence that we will be following. Okay, so that when you are actually writing, all right, it will be in order. All right, so for the teachers out there as well, practice this style with your students. Okay, so make sure it is written in this order. Okay, all right, so I hope this is quite clear, and let's move on to our first content. All right, so content one is about details. Okay, so the first one, remember, this is the detail that we have received, okay, that we have got. Now, I always tell my students as well, and I just asked you just now, when you're talking about an activity, the first thing that comes to your mind is, when is it? All right, so we are going to arrange this one first. Okay, you're just going to copy back. Yes, I know, this is fun to do, right? You love copying it back, right? So you're just going to write date, and then you have 20th July 2020. So this is going to be the first detail. The next one is the fee. How much is it? All right, so we have RM 250 per person. Okay, the next one is registration. Where is it going to be? At the ELIP Camp Kota Tinggi. So this is the first content. Ta-da! I told you, right? Actually, notice writing is very simple. It's actually fun to do because you don't need to include too many things. Okay? So this is the first content. Did you get that? All right, now you may ask me, can I just follow this? Because what is the point of me writing it in a different order? Now, the thing is, if you're going to be writing exactly like what is given, it is called direct lifting. Okay, so you're actually trying to prove to whoever that is reading is that, you're not putting in your effort into arranging the information. Okay, so get your information arranged accordingly. Okay, so remember, when you're talking about an activity, the first thing that people will ask you is, when is it? That's why we put our date in the first sentence. Okay? All right, so good job, everybody. Yay, you actually got the first content. All right? Okay, so how is the paragraphing going to be? Right, so this is the one. This is our introduction that we have already prepared previously. Okay, so this is where you put in your content one. As you can see, I have left, okay, I've taken some space from the margin and I've actually written it in towards the center of the notice. All right, so this is going to be content one. All right, now why are we actually writing in this way? It is actually to highlight the information, okay, the details. Okay, so this is very important. All right, you need to highlight this section because this is quite important. All right, when it comes to giving details of an activity, of, an event or something like that. All right, so there you go, your introduction and your content. Now, if you can see the flow of it, the way it is arranged is very neat. Okay, so this is how it's going to be for a notice. Okay, great work. So we have completed introduction and content one. Now let's move on to content two. Yes, my favorite. You know why? Because when it comes to the activities, there you go. So we have the first one, the fishing pack, the camping pack, and the drawing pack. Okay, pack does not mean a packet of biscuits, a packet of cookies or something like that. All right, pack means the activity itself. Okay, so if it's going to be fishing, yes, all about fishing is going to be there. Okay, and if it's about camping, what are the things that you need to have for your camping and everything? And if you love to draw, you can actually join the drawing pack where you have everything about the drawing. Okay, so these are the three contents, the three activities, that we have. Okay, so how are we going to put this in? There you go. We have name, type, needed, activity, benefit. Now, what are these things? What is this? Okay, now get ready. You're going to love this. This is actually a table. So you are actually going to put all the information regarding the activities in a table, because notice writing is not like other types of text. You are not going to put in so many words because it is actually a non-linear text. Okay? All right. So you are allowed, you can put in your activities in a table form. Okay, I'm just going to remind you again, you can use a table, all right, to arrange your ideas. Okay, so how did I come up with this one? Name, type, and so on. Now, if you look, name, what are the name of the activities? So I've put in the word name. Type, I've taken from here. So it's given here, right? Type. Needed. So what is needed? There you go. I've taken that and put it here. Activity. So I've taken this over here, and I have activity. And benefit, again, I've taken it from here and here and here. So whatever that is given in the activities, I have got them here in a table. Now, what kind of table is this going to be? Okay, there you go. So the three things, there you go. Okay, so this is the table that we have done. Okay, so I do not want to go one by clicking and clicking and clicking. So I actually got it all done over here. Now let me just explain to you. Okay, so if you look at name, I've chosen fishing pack. So I've got fishing pack over here. Type. So what type of activity is this? So this is going to be an outdoor activity. So I'll just take that right here. It is needed. So I'm just written here, the fishing rod, bait, pail. So I've taken it from here and I've put it here. Okay, and what kind of activity is this going to be? And how will I feel? Relax and enjoy. I've just taken that and written here. Benefit? Yes, learn to be patient. So I've got that here. So all this information is actually from this one over here. From the picture and from the information, all the details, I've got it into a table form. Okay, and same thing goes for camping pack as well. So type, outdoor activity, needed, tent, compass, rope, and it's going to be rough and tough. There you go, rough and tough. And good for team building and friendship. So I've taken that and put it here. And last but not least, drawing pack is the name of the next one. Indoor activity, brush, drawing block, watercolors, crayons over there. And it's a relax and enjoy activity again. And the benefit is learn about art. So if you can see, I've actually transferred all this information into a table form, which is actually very easy, right? I told you you were going to enjoy this. Okay, so let's look at our paragraphing. So we've got introduction, we have got content 1, and there you go, content 2. So there you go. That is how the notice is going to be. Okay, so did you get that? Great. So let's move on to content 3. Okay, so content 3 is about further information. Okay, now this is very important because this is where you're moving towards the last part of your notice writing. So when it comes to further information, remember we have got this one, okay, and this one over here. Now I find this further information very important because if you look at the sentence itself, first 50 persons to register will get a gift back and 10% discount of the fee. Can you see? That is very important, right? And the contact. So if I have any other things to ask, I can contact this person. Okay, so this two further information is actually great for your notice. Okay, so how are you going to be writing? Now let's look at the first one. Okay, I've put it into a very formal sentence, okay, where I've added the word the, first 50 persons to register will receive. Okay, the word will is future tense, like I told you, right? The modal verb will receive. I did not use the word get okay, will get. I changed it to receive. Okay, because we do not want to direct lift. All right, will receive a gift back and 10% discount of the fee. That's all. So it is actually from this sentence itself. Easy, right? You just need to add in a little bit. Okay, now when it comes to the next one here, contact Cikgu Shafiq and his phone number. Okay, so for further information, can you see I've taken from this itself? For further information, comma, do contact. If you do not want to use the word do, you can use please contact Cikgu Shafiq at. Remember the preposition at. Okay, where are you going to get it from? Yes, at this number here. So you can contact Cikgu Shafiq at 013-321-8762, his phone number. So the sentence is going to be like this. Now, when it comes to notice writing, this is actually a standard sentence. At the end, for your content 3, further information, this is how you're going to write. For further information. So remember, you can also use other types of sentences, but this one is the most common one and it is quite easy and clear. All right? Okay, so let's put them into our paragraphing. Okay, so we have over here our introduction, content 1, content 2, and content 3. There you go. Okay, so if you can see, all right, there you go. I've zoomed it for you. Okay, so the first 50% to register and so on will be at the margin itself. Okay, so you do not have to put in a paragraph. You do not have to space to put into a paragraph. Okay, because this is actually a formal form of communication. Okay, so don't worry, your paragraphing style, your writing style is going to be like this. Okay, all right, so there you go. That is your content 3. Okay, all right, let's move on to our final part. Yes, our closure. Okay, so when it comes to closure, you have only 2 things there. Okay, the most important thing is your signature and your post. So signature, I've chosen the word Ali Ramlan. Okay, this is my name, for example. So it's going to be my signature. And post, what is the meaning of post? Not post office, okay? All right. The word post means, yes, who are you? You are the secretary of Elite Club. That's all. That's all it is. That's all it is for closure. Okay, so great job, everybody. Okay, right. So this is the only thing that you need for closure. That's all. Okay, let's put them back. So we have intro, content 1, content 2, content 3, and my beautiful closure. So there you go. I've actually followed the same style where I've actually written it right at the margin itself. Okay, so this is where you have your signature and your post. Who are you? So you're the secretary of the elite club, and there you have it, quite clear. Okay, so that is your closure. Okay, so if you can look, if you can see, can you see how beautifully it has been arranged? Okay, you have your intro, your content 1, your content 2, content 3, and your closure. So this is the example of writing a notice. Okay, so this is how it is. So teachers, if you're guiding your students, this is how you're supposed to guide them. Okay, keep things direct and use the correct words and write it in the proper writing style. All right, good job. You guys did a great job. Okay, now effective vocabulary. Now, when it comes to notice writing, there are just certain things that you have to change. Okay, all right. So this is the one that we have prepared. Okay, so the one that we have just completed. All right. Okay, now if you look at the ones in red, okay, these are the ones that we are going to change. All right, can you look here? Yes, these are the only ones. And if you notice, most of it is actually in the introduction. Okay, because the others, there isn't anything that you can change. All right. Okay, so yes, I know, 129 words. Don't worry, you're still learning. All right, learn to grasp the technique first. All right, so this is the one that I have brought in some effective vocabulary that you can actually change. Okay, so the word is organizing. You can change with presents. Okay, so the Elite Club of SJK Perak presents a summer camp for student 2. Okay, if you notice, I removed during the school holidays. Okay, and I have removed all this over here, and I've just got in a simple phrase, all right, for students to build a unique interest. That's all. Because you can actually get all the other information in the benefit here. Okay, so what is it going to be and all? So I've just put it in a simple phrase over here. Build a unique interest. That's all. Okay, so if you can see, I'm just going to zoom in for you so you can actually have a look. There you go. Okay, so the Elite Club, again, for students to build a unique interest. Okay, if we compare with this one, can you see a lot of words over here and just a simple one over here? Okay, now the next one, I did not change much when it comes to date, fee, registration. There's nothing much that you can change here. But I have removed this one over here. Okay, if you have a look here at the table, the word activity, activity, activity. So I've actually changed all this. I've actually removed them over here where I just write it. It is outdoor, outdoor, and indoor. Because we know what is outdoor and indoor, right? It is quite clear. So I do not want to repeat those words. Okay? And the next one will be will receive. I've changed with receives. That's all. Okay, so the others are all almost the same. And this one is actually 111 words. Now, again, don't worry about the words. Learn to actually go through the technique of writing it. Okay, the writing style is much important. All right, so I hope what we have done today has been something great and you have actually learned how to actually write a notice. All right, okay. Let's look back. Let's have a tick. We're going to tick off whatever that we have done today. Okay, the first thing we have done is we have understood the format. Okay, the writing style. How will a notice look like? How will a notice be written? Okay, so we've got that all done. All right, and we have used effective vocabulary. Yes, certain parts where we can actually include simple phrases, and we have cut short all the long, lengthy ones with a simple phrase. Okay, and the next one, yes, the most important one, your ideas are presented in well crafted paragraphs. Now, I'm just going to remind you again, when it comes to notice writing, your paragraphs are actually very unique. Okay, so it is not going to be the same like how you write in your informal letter or your email. Okay, the way it is written is unique. Okay, as we have done before. Okay, and the next one is the general rules. Yes, this is very important. Okay, especially the layout. All right, and it is a formal form of communication. Okay, you cannot be using flowery words, and of course, your points has to be direct. Okay, for the attention of the reader. So these are all that we have done today. So thank you very much. Good job. Okay, but don't worry if you have missed out. Okay, remember, you can always go back to my channel, all right, which is tiny.cc/mdmvjm. It stands for Madam VJM. You can you can actually go through the videos again. You can like the videos. You can view this video again to actually practice writing notice. Okay, and of course, other text types as well. Okay, so you can actually check out all the other videos as well. All right, and thank you very much for being a doll today. So you guys have actually brought in a lot of attention, and I hope whatever that we have done today is really beneficial for all of you. Okay, all right, so wow, it has been like, a great session today, not only for the students but also for the teachers. All right, so I've actually gone through your chat box and I don't see any questions. So I hope whatever that we have done today is clear, will assist you, all right, will guide you, and will actually help you in future, not now, maybe in future. And when it comes to writing, remember, you have all the information right here in my channel. You can view them back. All right. And I would also like to remind you, this is actually my channel's link. Okay, you can actually, I'm just going to remind you again, you can actually go to my channel, view back whatever that we have done. All right. And of course, whatever that we have done today, okay, all the important information, I hope you have jotted it down, because yes, all right, the quiz is there for you to actually recall what we have done today. So this is the link to our quiz today, but you cannot access them now. All right, you will be able to answer it once the video ends. Okay, and it's going to be there for quite some time. If you have missed it, if your friends have missed this, okay, you can actually ask them to actually go to this video, go to the comment box and check the link given. All right, so this is the link given. Okay, and you can answer them once this video ends. Okay, and I hope whatever that we have done today is super beneficial for you. All right, so thank you so much. I hope you have a pleasant weekend ahead, and remember, practice, 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 because the more you learn, the more you earn. All right, bye bye.